Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks and Futures Market Preview for the week beginning Sunday, October 6th, 2024, and ending Friday, October 12th. So we are into the fourth quarter, as we know, and it wasn't a very exciting week. A lot of days where we closed where we opened, and that's just not great from a trading perspective, but it is what it is. A strange time of year for the markets to be this dull, to be honest. Here's the dollar index daily chart. As you can see, still where it was, back last October. So not much going on there from that perspective. Here's the euro dollar, also not very exciting. Whatever. The pound dollar. Not very exciting either. Did pull back a bit this week, but got a 13 sell signal. We pointed that out last week and then pulled back, so you could have made some money off of that. Obviously, ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form, and not quite at highs, but basically hanging near highs. So the economy remains strong. We had a good jobs number this week. We had a lot of positive economic data, so nobody's too worried about the economy at this point. And obviously we're about a month away from the election at this point, so that's going to factor into that. Here's the S&P cash index, also very near highs, but it was a very flat week. I mean, let's be honest, this was a horrible trading week. Just nothing going on. NASDAQ 100, not quite at highs, but close to it. And again, a very flat week. I mean, we'll look at the intraday action in a minute. The Russell 2000, also fairly flat. Crude oil, on the other hand, up on the, there's a lot going on in the Middle East, obviously. Concerns about Israel bombing the Iranian oil fields, which is a problem for oil prices. And obviously the economy still being strong is a problem for oil prices as well. Bitcoin down 53,669. That's a new low basically for since last March, basically, except for the 1 day down, the one spike day. But not great. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, bonds down, rates up. I think everybody thinks now, because the economy still remains strong, that they're not going to be cutting rates as fast as they were planning on it. They probably will still cut rates, but a lot of that was already factored in since last April. So, the rates are coming back up a bit at the current moment. They got the VIX closing at 19.21, which suggests volatility, but we're just not seeing it in the markets. And we'll look at that in a minute. Advanced decline ratio on the New York, it was a mixed bag, back and forth all week. No big deal. Trend closes the week at 0.59, puts the 10-day moving average at 0.94. It's still above the blue line, which is 0.85. So in terms of the 10-day moving average, so we're not anywhere near a sell signal on the broad market. In terms of the week, you can see last Friday on the far left, and we basically closed where we closed last Friday. So Monday pretty much flat until a late rally. Tuesday sold off a bit, and then Wednesday gapped down and came back up. Thursday gapped down, came back up, and then Friday gapped up and filled the gap, and then ended up at the end of the day we closed where we closed last week. I mean, pretty much that's all it is. We're up about 10 points. Not a big deal. NASDAQ 100, on the other hand, closing exactly where it closed a week ago. That's why this is such a boring week. I mean, we just did nothing for the week at all overall. NASDAQ volume, a couple days, 5.5, 5.2, 5.0 billion shares, but nothing super exciting there. In terms of the daily charts of some of the stocks we watch, Apple flat all week, Amazon also flat, Meta to new highs, Google heading up a little bit, but nothing special. Goldman Sachs dead flat all week, Netflix dead flat all week, Tesla, whatever. This is a nice cup. This could turn into a breakout if it curls back up, but we'll see. And they've got a big show coming up, so we'll see what happens there. NVIDIA, also interesting from this perspective. Zoom, curling back up late in the week, but, pretty much flat for the week as well, and First Solar down just a little bit. So, I mean, it just wasn't a very interesting week. And this is, like I said, this is just a really weird time of year to have these types of weeks that are just not interesting at all. In terms of economic data coming out the week ahead, you got China on bank holiday to start the week. We've got Fed members speaking, and the only number from here in the U.S. is the crude consumer credit number at 3 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. On Tuesday, we've got the trade balance number, and that's about it. A lot of Fed members speaking again, but nothing else there. So it's 2 days without any real data. Now on Wednesday, more Fed members speaking, but final wholesale inventories at 10 a.m., crude oil inventories at 10:30, 10-year bond auction at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and the minutes from the last Fed meeting come out at 2. But again, like 6 Fed members are speaking on Wednesday throughout the day, so that's going to be the thing to listen to. Thursday, we've got the core CPI and the CPI number. That's probably the biggest data point of the week at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, along with the initial and continuing jobless claims numbers and natty gas at 10:30. Yeah, that's it. There's just nothing out there. This is really a boring week. PPI on Friday, along with preliminary University of Michigan sentiment and more Fed members speaking. So, I mean, if you really look at the data points and not the Fed members speaking, you're only talking about 6 or 7 data points. That's pretty light for any given week, and there's not much we can do about it. So I don't know what that means. Obviously, we've got the Middle East to watch. We've got Ukraine to watch. We've got the election to watch. We're a month away from that. We're down to not too many more economic data numbers that are going to come out before the election. Everything looks strong, and I think we all know where that lands for the election at this point. Charts, as usual, brought to you by NinjaTrader. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading week.